You know, every time a new action camera comes out, the influencers and tech guys all go crazy over the specs. But you know those influencers are leading you straight into a trap. Look at my face now. Because 4K forces the camera into this wide angle look, and they tell you that you have to shoot everything in the maximum resolution or you're just not going to have stuff that's cinematic or professional looking. My features are warped, and the items behind me, like the post and the edge of the house and things like that, are warped. If you don't at least shoot in 4K, you're definitely not among the pros. It's the classic action camera face. Your nose is big and your ears are weird. You just don't have a normal looking face at all. It stretches your nose, pulls your ears back. Of course, the straight walls of the house and the porch are all curved. Looks like I'm in a tunnel. Shh, kitties. But there is a hidden feature in these cameras that'll let you solve all those problems. The influencers, they're not going to tell you how to fix this extra wide field of view and to make everything look normal, like it should. They've just read the marketing info on the box, and that's what they're going by. More than likely, they haven't had the camera more than a few days, if that. There is a hidden feature that'll solve a lot of these problems, but you won't find it on the box. You also won't find it if you stay in 4K. It's not there. Let's go walk around a little bit, flip a few switches on this camera, and see what we come up with if we can find the hidden features. Let's give it a try. You know, the big secret is that DJI hides one of its best features. Its best features is the narrow setting. The narrow setting puts you on a lens equivalent of about 24 millimeters, which is absolutely the gold standard for vlogging. That 24 millimeter full frame equivalent is just perfect for vlogging. And that's what we're set on right now. It's the narrow setting. To get the narrow setting, you've got to drop your camera back to 2.7 from 4K or 1080p. 1080p works too, and then go to your menu and change your field of view to narrow. Narrow is not the same as D-warp. It's a setting all of its own, and it gives you this view, this 24 millimeter view. We get a good view of the background, enough to give you context, and your face and your nose and your ears and everything will look a lot better. You know, the standard D-warp's not too bad. It gives you a little bit more context than the 24 millimeter, but overall, the best look you're going to get when you're vlogging with your action cam, especially the DJI ones, which is the ones that I'm familiar with, is to use that narrow setting and do it at 2K or 1080p. And you'll be a lot better off. You'll have a lot better picture, and you'll be able to share things with people that look normal and not look all stretched and warped. Yeah, you don't want to look like you're walking around in a funhouse all the time. Really what you want is something just about like this shot right here. It gives you really good facial features, gives you a good look, and you get a little of the context in the background and just enough to show where you are and to give you, the viewer, a little information about your location. Now, the tech guys are going to tell you, hey, you're losing all your picture quality shooting in 2K. Well, that's just not true. First of all, everybody watches this stuff on their smartphones and computers and things, and you're not going to be able to tell the difference. You know, the sensors inside these little cameras are just incredibly sharp. The 4K is super sharp, and so is the 2K and the 1080p. You won't be able to tell the difference if you shoot in any one of these settings. By using 2K in the narrow field of view, you're really going to get a great picture. I'm out here by the goat pen now. I don't know if you can see any goats back there, but they're there. We've got, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 of them. I think your viewers are going to like this 24 millimeter image a lot better than the old warped stuff that you get with 4K. It's just easier to watch. You look more normal. It's not all distorted. So I think that they're going to notice the difference, and they're going to think your video looks a lot better. Of course, the other thing to do is make sure you've got good sound, and that little camera microphone on your DJI is not going to cut it. You need to use a lavalier mic with a recorder, or record into your DJI with an adapter. You have to have a little adapter to use a lavalier mic, but you can get that, or you can get a USB lavalier mic that's made for the DJI. That'll work too. But overall, the good audio is going to help too. It'll also keep people from noticing any difference whatsoever between you shooting in 4K and shooting in 2K. So that's kind of the reality of vlogging with the DJI Osmo. If you use this narrow setting at 24 millimeter, you're going to have a nice image. I use it all the time, and I really like it. I also use it with a 3-camera shoot a lot of times to do interviews. I use the main camera at 24 millimeters, and I let the others shoot at standard D-warp, and I get a nice overall view of my interview, and I can get close-ups. It works great. So there's a lot of versatility to using that narrow setting. But don't let the influencer set a trap for you. Use the features your camera has. You'll be a lot happier, and your videos and things will look a lot better. These guys, they just read the stuff off the box and tell you that's what you need to do, and that's not always the case. Most of them have no experience with the equipment, using it every day or many times a week like I do. You know, these little cameras are really sharp. Nobody's ever going to know the difference between you shooting in 4K and you shooting in the 2K, which I think is 2.7K. They're not going to notice the difference. Only you'll know. And you don't have to tell anybody. You just watch this video and then you keep it quiet, and nobody will ever know. You know, as a bonus, when you shoot in 2.7K, your camera stays cooler, your battery lasts longer, you can get more video on your SD card. So it really is a benefit. I think that the 2K setting looks pretty darn good. When people watch your stuff on YouTube's compressed that stuff a lot to reduce the size storage they have to provide. So when they compress it, anything that might have been noticeable in the original files isn't going to be noticeable once it's on YouTube or TikTok or whatever you're shooting for. Well, I enjoyed getting out shooting this video for you. I hope that it does you some good. I think you're going to like shooting the 24 millimeter format a lot better than you will shooting your vlogs with the wide or the standard D-warp, or wide's just terrible, and the standard D-warp. Those, you know, they're okay for scenery and for shooting the mountains in the background and things, but they're not so great for other stuff. In order to get a great picture, a great format, and a very, very usable image, try this out. Shoot it. Use the narrow setting. I think you're gonna like it. This is JR, the TechSpat OTG, saying, hey, let's give this a try. Don't listen to all those influencers. They're just setting a trap for you. 4K is not everything. It's not all there is in the world. You can shoot 2K and you get that 24 millimeter look, and it's great. That's one fine fella right there. This little guy here, I saved his life once. He's never forgotten. He always comes up to me when I'm out in the farm. He's the oldest one here, he's the senior. But he fell through some floorboards in his house one time during a rainstorm and got stuck real bad. If he'd stayed there, he probably would have died. But I heard him screaming and I went out and got him. Not gonna let anything happen to that boy. And he never forgot me. He's always been my buddy.